Hi friends! Welcome back to our channel if you've seen our videos before, and if you are new, my name is Hope.
My name is Abby.
And we're the Disney Sisters.
Today we are going to be partaking in a tag that was created by our friend Heather from the Disney Housewife. This is a really fun tag and it is right up our alley, so I can't wait to show you guys. Heather is such a sweet person and you definitely need to go check out her channel, so we will leave it linked in the description. But this today we are doing in honor of Halloween and spooky time. We're doing the R.I.P. Disney Rides and Attractions tag.
So we're talking about all the things that used to be that aren't anymore.
Yep, and we're sad about it.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, sis.
I love getting to talk about these things, but at the same time they make me sad because I remember how much I loved them and now they're gone.
Yep, but we're going to talk about some of them today. So I have the questions here. I will leave them in the description as well. And let's do this thing. Question 1, dark rides. If you could bring one dark ride back to life, what would it be?
The dark ride that we miss the most is kind of one of those classics that I feel like I thought was going to be there forever.
Yeah.
And then they decided to take it away and put in something new, and that is the Great Movie Ride. This ride was so much fun. It was so one of those things that we had to do every time we went to Hollywood Studios, MGM, Hollywood Studios. And it's just one of those rides I remember riding when we were young, and I remember being confused by it because I hadn't seen all the classic movies that it was based on.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I started to see those movies, and I could connect, oh, that's the scene that it was talking about.
That was my favorite thing, was watching movies that were in the Great Movie Ride and then being like, I have to ride the Great Movie Ride again because I actually know what this is referencing.
And it like made sense, and I started to make those connections in my brain. And so all of those memories were part of that ride. And so it was very sad to see it go. We are excited to see what the new Mickey and Minnie ride is going to be like, but we're still sad to see Great Movie Ride.
And there wasn't really anything like it because it had a cast member and it had like it was a show and a ride at the same time, and it was so unique, and there's nothing else really like it, and I will miss it forever.
Yep.
R.I.P. Great Movie Ride. You live on in our hearts.
Question 2, Disney's interactive experiences. Of all of the interactive experiences that have come and gone, which was your favorite?
One of our favorite interactive experiences, and one that we grew up on, and we've done a video saying goodbye to it forever now on our channel, I'll link it up there, was Inventions at Epcot.
Yeah.
Inventions was something that was so special. It was like educational, but also fun, but
it was
so
the place
unique
to go if you had kids or
Yeah.
like younger kids that maybe needed a break from the heat or a break from walking. It was like that place that you just go to hang out.
And there were tons of like options of what you could do. There was like a recycling game, there was a roller coaster simulator, there was like a fire safety thing.
Drill.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun and we miss it terribly.
Part of, for a small part of the time that Inventions was open, they also did Wedway tours.
Oh yeah.
On the Wedways, and I really wanted to do that so badly, but we never got a chance to. But they only did that for maybe like a year or two. I think the liability was probably too much for them, and they're like, never mind.
Yeah.
But I
Still
remember, and
that.
we have memories of Inventions being like at its peak and having everything be open and so many people in it, and then slowly throughout the years you just saw the decay of it and how they would close, you know, like attraction by attraction they would close the little things in Inventions, and then when we filmed the video there was only one thing left in it, and that was Colortopia, and now that's closed as well, so that's why we did the video on it. But we still have memories of it being so busy and like hustle and bustle and all the different things being open, and it was a really, really cool place.
Yeah. Question 3, fireworks and parades. Which parade or fireworks display would you want to bring back to remain permanently?
So my answer for this one, I'm pretty sure
I think we both went with a
picked
parade.
Parades. Yeah. My answer for this one is the Main Street Electrical Light Parade. I love this parade. It's my all-time favorite. It still is. We were there in 2016, I think it was, with the final parade. We saw the final parade. It was very emotional because I absolutely love it. I have so many memories sitting on the curb watching that parade, and some of my best performing character interactions have been in the Electric Light Parade, because they would have time to come over and, you know, talk to you, and just, it was just so much fun. So that parade specifically is my thing that I miss the most, and I wish they would bring it back to Walt Disney World and bring it back the way it was, because it was great.
The one that I chose is, I feel like kind of a more obscure one. No one really talks about this parade, but that's Mickey's Jammin' Jungle Jamboree at Animal Kingdom. This one was around for only a few years, I think. It wasn't around a very long time, but it was so fun. And Animal Kingdom doesn't have a parade now.
Another reason we think they should bring it back.
Animal Kingdom needs a parade. That one was so much fun. It was just a dance party on wheels, essentially, and it was a blast.
Yep, and the characters were dressed in like safari and animal gear.
And they had a ton of really unique characters too, because they had a lot of like the Tarzan characters, the Jungle Book characters, like all of the the characters that are specific
and then
to
the dancers were dressed in like safari gear, and it was just like the most fun and interactive parade, because sometimes they would bring kids in to get to like walk a stretch of the parade with them, and it was just a really good time, and you could not watch that parade and not smile, because it was just so much fun. Question 4, park icons. Out of all the park icons, big or small, which 3 do you miss most? So it was kind of fun to pick 3, because I know there's one that sticks out to both Abby and I that's like the one we miss most of all of them, but to get to pick 3, it made us really think of like, ooh, what did we miss that like used to be there?
And I think all 3 we picked are from Hollywood Studios. MGM. So that's kind of funny.
That is funny that we that we did that. But the first one, and the one that comes to both of our minds, like first off, the thing we miss is the Sorcerer's Hat.
Hands down.
So it was the park icon for MGM and Hollywood Studios for a while.
Still is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I personally just don't think the Tower of Terror does the same effect. Like, it's just a building. Yeah. It's like, wow. But the Sorcerer's Hat was just this really cool, like, you knew exactly what it was as soon as you saw it, and you knew that that was Hollywood Studios, MGM. And I have so many memories around that hat and under that hat, because they put, like, a little gift shop store in there, and that was where I made my first pin trade. It was just this, like, this very memorable place for us. So it was very sad when they got rid of it. We were like, what?
Our number 2 spot, secondary shout out, was the Eiffel Tower, also from MGM Studios. This was on the backlot tour. You could see the Eiffel Tower, and I think when the hat went away, the Eiffel Tower was the icon for a little while, and then they changed it and they took that away too, and I'm still so sad.
I know. It was so great. It was such a fun, like, it was a memorable thing. Like, even if people rode the backlot tour, they didn't really remember the backlot tour, but they remembered the Eiffel Tower, because it's very, like, obvious. Yeah. So, definitely missed that one, too. And then the third thing that we missed, also from MGM and Hollywood Studios, is the Streets of America.
Like, here's the thing. Batu's great. We like gorgeous. It's fun. Star Wars is life. But also, Streets of America, I feel like just epitomized Hollywood Studios to me, because it felt like you were on a soundstage, a set. Yeah. And you felt like you were in Hollywood, and it was something so special. Yeah, and let us know in a comment down below if you got to walk through Streets of America when it was fully decked out, because it truly, there's no other feeling like it. When you would walk through the Streets of America, you felt like you were a movie star. Yeah. Like you were supposed to be there, you were meant to be there, and it was just, I don't know, it was like the
this
size,
really cool
the scale
energy
of everything just made you feel like
and how some doors were real, but some doors weren't. Yeah. Some places you could go in, but some places were just like a set panel. So it was just really cool to feel like you were actually in a movie set. Yeah. And this was also the beloved home of our Osborne family lights. We loved this display every Christmas. And so that also added again to the magic of Streets of America to make it Christmas, to add the lights and the music, and it truly is one of the best feelings I've ever felt was in Streets of America Christmas during Osborne Family Lights. Oh, those are both things that are no longer there.
And that's another thing we did right before it left. We were there last year. Got some t-shirts and stuff. Anyway.
And many tears were shed.
Many tears were shed. Number 5, Stranger Things of Disney. What was the strangest ride, show, or attraction that you are happy to see gone? Captain EO. Captain EO.
At Epcot.
At Epcot. I know a lot of people love Captain EO. The only time I ever saw it, it was like midnight, and it was scary. I didn't like it. And I'm not sad to see it go. Plus, I love Pixar animated shorts. I love that.
I wasn't, like, scared of it, but I just thought it was so boring because I actually fell asleep. Now, granted, part of that's because it was midnight, but I actually fell asleep during the show, and I've never fallen asleep during a movie before, ever. Like, it was so weird for me. But I guess it just didn't hold my attention. Yeah. But if you love Captain EO, we love you. We just don't love Captain EO. The thing that I chose for this answer, for the Stranger Things of Disney, is Ellen's Energy Adventure. Again, at Epcot. Epcot just had some weird things going on. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't mind this ride, but it was one thing that I definitely didn't run for every time we went to Epcot. Yeah. It was just kind of odd, and I felt like the whole ride itself left a little bit to be desired, because you're just in this ride vehicle that doesn't really do much. Like, you just kind of slowly chug along, and it takes forever.
It was a long ride. I do remember that. I mean, we only rode it once. Same with Captain EO. We only did it once just because we didn't really care for it the one time, so we were like,
well, and we were like, we should do it.
But yeah, it was just, I was like, why is it taking so long? We're not doing anything.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it didn't pop out at me as something that was fun. Yeah. So,
again, if you loved it, like, good for you. Continue to love it, but not our cup of tea.
Yeah. So those are our Stranger Things of Disney that were just like, okay. Question 6. Stage shows. Disney's spectacular stage shows that wowed guests for years. Bring back one that was underrated or that you miss. I think we both have the same one for this.
And it kind of goes with our earlier question for the park icon we miss for Streets of America.
Lights, motors, action!
Oh,
we love this show.
The show was so cool.
And I think this is something that we differ from Heather on, because she didn't love Lights, Motors, Action. We loved that show. It was so cool. I think part of it is we have really good memories of the old version when it was like actually they would show you the stunts that they would perform in movies. Again, it adds to the Streets of America vibe where you feel like you're getting some sort of like backstage look. You feel like, oh, I'm on a movie set. Like, this is cool. And it was really scary, the things that they do, because they're literally performing real stunts that they would do for like movies and TV shows. Yeah. And we got to see like how it happened, which is so cool to me.
Yeah, and it kind of mirrors to me. It kind of mirrors one of my other faves from that park, which is Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. It just gave the feeling of like the Hollywood studios. Like, this is how movies are made. This is how stuff happens. And I feel like that feeling has kind of been taken out of the park in favor of other things like Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land, which is great, and it's fun, and it makes it really, like, you feel like you're in the movie, but not like you're in the making of the movie.
Well, I feel like they've really kind of veered away from the Hollywood studios vibe, like from the studio vibe. They're no longer putting effort into making it feel like you're on a movie set, and they're taking it more into like the classic Disney movies that we like, or that we love. So you feel like you're in the world of the Disney movie, but you don't feel like you're behind the making of a movie. Right.
Because they took out Backlot Tour, they took out Lights, Motors, Action. Indiana Jones is still there.
Same thing.
But
they're just slowly taking away those pieces that made it feel like you were on a movie set.
Right.
So Lights, Motors, Action, as they kind of morphed it and I think they tried to give it like a revival by putting Lightning McQueen in, and that was fun too.
It still was a fun part, yeah.
But because like the rest of the show pretty much stayed the same as far as like the chases and the, you know, stunts and everything. But again, they tried to make it more like Disney-fied and less like movie making.
Right.
So.
But that soundtrack also.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack too.
Great. And question 7 is the bonus question. Thinking only of current rides, shows, and attractions, which one would you be most upset if Disney removed? For me, I feel like this is probably pretty obvious. Some of you could probably guess. It's Figment. is Journey into Imagination with Figment. I wouldn't mind if they wanted to like give it a facelift, but I'd be really sad if they took it out.
She'd probably cry for days.
Which I don't think is gonna happen because he's become
made him
the
the
icons
icon,
of all the festivals and stuff, which I'm really, really happy about. But I would be devastated.
Yeah. The other thing that we had written down for this question is also something that we just mentioned, and that is Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. We just talked about this in the last question, how they're like slowly taking away the pieces that make it feel like a movie is in the process of being made. And one of those last little things that still feels like that is Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. This show we love. Our whole family loves it. Our dad is a super huge Indiana Jones fan, and so because of him, we are now big Indiana Jones fans. And so we love this show. This is one of the only interactive shows that are left where they pull people from the audience to be a part of the show. And I don't know, there's something really nostalgic about it for us because we've been going to it for so long.
I mean, and it's been in the park for
years. Yeah. And like we said, it's one of those few pieces that's still left, so we're really, really hoping that they don't take it away. Because it is something that's so special for us, and we definitely need to go ride it more or see it more. Just to soak it in.
I miss it. It's been a while.
Yeah, so that is definitely one of those things that we hope they will never take away. Alright, so that is the end of this tag. Thank you so much, Heather, for creating this and tagging us. We love getting to talk about those things that aren't there anymore that we love or loved. And so thank you for bringing this out to us in this Halloween season. So now it's time to, of course, tag some people because this is a tag. So the first person that we would like to see do this is Dana from the Mouse Diva. I know you've been coming to the parks for a long time, and so I'm curious to see what you miss that is no longer there.
The next person we would like to tag is our friend Nina from Wrestling with Disney. Again, I'm just interested to see if you've got some opinions on the parks as they've changed now from yesteryear.
Yeah. We would also like to tag Rita from Enchanted Rita. I'm really curious to see how the parks have changed from when you were working there to now, and just see what things that you miss. Rita is also, her home park is Disneyland, and so I'm really curious to see like a Disneyland version of this tag, because I think so far we've been talking all about Walt Disney World, so I'm curious to see a Disneyland take on this.
And I think they have kind of a faster turnover on attractions
because they don't have as much space to leave things.
And the last person we would like to tag is our friend Cassidy from Magical Martini, whom, again, I know has been coming to the parks for a long time, and I want to see what you miss most.
And Cassidy also is a Disneyland native, and so we were curious to see about the Disneyland side of things. What was there that you miss? What were you happy to see go? All of those good things. So we hope that you've enjoyed this video and coming along with us. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up.
Subscribe down below for more Disney magic.
Be sure to hit the notification bell next to the subscription button so you don't miss any future videos from us.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye!